Hi there guys, welcome back to the channel. And what looks like a wiring disaster, a bit of wiring carnage. So if you can't guess, I'm working on the loom from the Mk1 Cavalier. Now anybody who doesn't know, I've got a Mk1 Cavalier. It's a 1977 and it's got a 2 litre 16 valve red top in it. And if you've seen previous videos, I've been trying to repair the loom because I found that the loom had got loads of broken wires all over it. So I ain't done anything on it for months. In fact, it was last year. It's currently July 2025 and the last time I did anything on this wiring loom was before Christmas. So it's at least 6, probably 7, 8 months maybe since I last did anything on this wiring loom. So I thought, right, you know what, it's time I get it sorted. So I'd already repaired most of the plugs. Basically a lot of these plugs underneath the rubber covers had got broken wires, and most of them had. And I've had to rewire them, put new wires in and what have you. Now one of them was this one. This is the one that goes to the engine temperature sensor, and I tried to get out the little metal bits from inside to then rewire them to plug them back in, but this one, it just wasn't working. So I've had to locate a new one of these plugs. As it happens, I've got an entire spare engine loom, which is actually from a Cavalier caliber, and it's actually pretty knackered, so I didn't mind cutting it up for a spare plug. I mean, a lot of the plugs, like this one, you can see the wires are knackered. These are the injector plugs, and there's just an example of one. The wires are, I don't know if you can see it on camera, but no, this one's actually not too bad. But a couple of the others, the wires were knackered inside, and the loom's pretty knackered. You know, it's got broken wires all over it. So I decided, even though this is off for a caliber and it would probably be worth some money to somebody, the fact that it is actually quite broken and knackered, see another broken wire there, it's probably not actually worth anything to anybody. So anyway, these injector plugs are exactly the same plug as the plug, well, more or less the same plug as the one for the engine temperature sensor. So guess what I've done? I've used one of the injector plugs and I've soldered it in, made nice new connections, used heat shrink wrap, and there we go. And I know that it works because I've got an old engine temperature sensor which I've put around on the floor somewhere. I can't find it, don't know where that's gone, but it's around here somewhere, and I've had it plugged in and it does fit. So that's that one sorted. So that was the last plug on the loom I had to sew. So the only bit that is left to do is to repair this length of wire. Now this length of wire is what runs to the lambda sensor on the exhaust, and the problem is, because this car has been converted, because it's a rear wheel drive car and it's been fitted with a front wheel drive engine, they had to extend this wire. So this wire goes to here, so that's the original cables. You've got the two white ones, one's labelled B, and then you've got the black one. So those three wires run to the lambda sensor, but they've had to extend it quite a lot because it's got a totally different exhaust, the engine's sitting the opposite direction, and it needed a wire extension to reach to the lambda. But the problem is, this has been touching against the exhaust, it's melted, and I don't trust it because I just don't know if there might be wires inside which have melted through to each other. You could have got copper rubbing on copper, and that might be one of the reasons why the engine is running rough as anything, because you just don't know. I just can't trust this bit of cable because I don't know what's inside there. So what I'm going to do next, this is my last bit I need to do, is I'm going to replace this length of cable with some nice new bits, and that's where this lot comes in. So I've got loads of wiring which I've kept for years, which have come from different sources, but it's all good wiring that I can cut and make a new section of wiring. So that's what I'm on with at the moment. So once I've done that, I'm going to attempt to get the wiring loom back onto the car. I'm going to attempt to refit it to the car, and then ultimately I'm going to be starting it up and seeing if the repaired loom has actually made any difference whatsoever to the way that the engine's running. Well, we shall see, we shall see. The loom did need repairing anyway. Whether it makes any difference to how the engine runs, the engine might still run like a bag of spanners. We shall find out once it's done. So I'll be back shortly when I've repaired this other bit of cable. So I'll see you in a bit. Right, so I've got myself a bit of black cable, which is long enough. Now I need to find another couple of lengths which are the right length. Now the problem is with this, cable A and cable B are both white, so that makes it a little bit tricky, making sure that the colours match, the wires match when they get to the other end where the lambda is. So what I did when I cut this cable off the car, I left a little bit of the old wire at the other end, so I know when it comes to wiring it back up which wire goes where. So I'm just making a little note that the cable marked B is attached to the brown wire, and cable A is on the blue wire. So then at least I know when I come to wire it up at the other end, I know which wire to go. So whichever wire I attach to that needs to go to the blue at the other end, and whichever one for that needs to go to the brown at the other end. But then obviously it's going to be easy with the black because the new wire I'm using is black, so black will just go to black, rather than currently where it was going to the green and yellow, it'll just be black, will be black all the way through to the end. So black will be easy, it's just the two white ones that are going to be a little bit trickier, but should be easy enough. Right, let's crack on. Okay, welcome back. So I've got a couple of cables. So as I've said previously, I've done the black one with black, make it nice and easy, and then the white one labelled B, I've gone with this light grey one, and the other white one, which will be obviously A, I'm going with this yellow one, just to, you know, just because it'll be just easier when I come to wire it up at the other end to have the two colours different rather than them both being white. I ain't got any spare white cable anyway, I just happen to have these nice long lengths of usable cable. I don't know what this originally was. It's like a 3-pin socket. I can't even remember what it came off, what car it came off or anything, but it got these really long lengths of cable which I'd kept all tied up together. I've got some nice bright blue, bright green, like black and dark red, and some more black and dark red, almost brown. But I don't know what it was. It kind of looks familiar, but I can't remember what it was off of. But anyway, it's given up the yellow cable and the grey cable so that I can use to do this. So you can see my shadow now, the sun's come back out. Let's move to a better position. Oh yeah, I've got my flip-flops on because it's a lovely sunny day. It is. Cloud and sun, it keeps coming in and out, but it's bloody lovely. It's really nice and warm. So I'm just showing you how I'm going about soldering them. So that's how I'm twisting the wires together. I don't know if you can see on camera very well. Twisting the wires together like that, and then I've got myself a new soldering iron. This was off Amazon and it was dirt cheap, and it's better than my old one because my old one didn't have the variable temperature. This has got a digital temperature setting. It's got a little plug, switch it on, and then you can set your temperature. I've had it at 500 degrees C. It probably doesn't need to be as hot as 500, but it's working, it's doing the job. Comes with different tips. Just using this particular tip. This is what I was using the other day for doing the plastic welding on the components on the Astra. If you saw that video, you'll know what I'm talking about. If you didn't, then go back and look on the channel and you'll see what I was doing the other day, doing a bit of plastic welding using this. So yeah, I'm just going to solder this last one. I've ordered some electrical wrap tape so that I can get all this wrapped and get all the loom for the engine bay all wrapped and everything, but that won't come in the post until tomorrow. I've ordered three 20-meter lengths, so I'll have plenty to be going on with. Off Amazon Prime, it'll be here tomorrow, because I need to do some wrapping of cables on the Astra as well, the twin top. So yeah, I'm just going to crack on and solder this. Right then guys, so we're now on the following day and my electrical tape has turned up, and I'm just in the process of wrapping this big long length of cable. So this is the one that I've left off with on the last little section of video, the bit that runs to the lambda, and I've left a little bit at the end just uncovered, just so I can see what colour is which at that end, just to remind myself which one is B and which one is A. And then I've just been wrapping this, quite some length to do, but yeah, I'm just trying to make it as neat and tidy as I possibly can. So I'll just, I don't know if your camera will go out of focus, but just trying to wrap it, keep it nice and tidy as best as I can, keeping it pulled tight and just wrapping it around. One thing with electrical tape, always make sure it like overlaps at least half of its own width, because that way you get a nice thick protection. But it's good tape this, as I say, we're off Amazon. It were only about £1.75 a roll, and the 20 metre rolls, and I just decided to get 3 packs because I always have need for electrical tape. So as you see, it's quite quick and easy to do. I'm just trying to keep the 3 so they make like a triangle shape, you know, so they don't get all tangled and twisted, just to try and keep it neat and tidy. I'm not going to do it right to the very end because I might need to shorten this a little bit, because I purposely left myself with quite a lot of extra cable. This is actually probably about as far as I want to go actually. Yeah, because I'm nearly probably about 7 inches, 8 inches away from the end of the black, so that's probably about as far as I need to go. So I'm going to just tear it off at that point. That's it. So that's that done. And then obviously I'll cut it to size once it's on the car. The yellow and the grey one are way too long. The black one is about the right length that I need. But I'll trim it when I come to put it under the car on the lambda, and then obviously I'll finish wrapping it. But I'm quite happy with that. It's quite neat and tidy, quite a neat tidy job, not bad at all. I just need to find some way of holding this up underneath the car so that it don't drop down onto the exhaust like the old one did. But yeah, I'm quite happy with that, looking quite tidy. So I'm then gonna crack on and do the rest of the loom. Obviously I've got a lot of bits that I've repaired that need rewrapping. There's that section, there's that section, there's all that big section there, so there's loads of wrapping needed doing, not to mention this big piece as well with all these cables that all need rewrapping. So yeah, I've got a lot of wrapping to do, and that's exactly why I bought three lengths of these, three packs, 20 metre long rolls, so I've got plenty. So I'm going to crack on and get that done. Right guys, so I'm really cracking on and getting a lot of the wiring loom sorted. Oh, just knocking my stand. So yeah, I've got all these bits all taped up, all these individual bits. I just need to do that bit when it's on the car. I've ended up with a load of loose wire there for some reason, I don't know why. I maybe made it a bit longer than I needed to, but better it being longer than too short. They're all wired up. And then I'm just doing, oh, knocked me stand again, just doing this big long bit, which is the main loom. And I decided to unwrap this end bit of the cable, because this end section was still all wrapped. So let me just show you what I found. Oh dear, broken cable. Try to keep it on camera. There's another one down inside there as well. If you can see that, So that's 1, 2, 3 big cables that have got the protective shroud broken, and you've got bare copper exposed. So this is what I mean about, you know, why I decided to repair this loom rather than buying a replacement loom, because I could have bought a replacement loom and stuff like this could just be hiding. So where you think your wiring loom's in good condition, I mean, look at that, that's 3 big wires, all with broken shrouds, just in that short section. So what I'm going to try and do now, I'm not going to try and repair these and replace them sections. I'm just going to put loads of electrical tape around just to you know, make them okay. I mean, at least they are quite some distance away from any other cable that's got a break, although saying that, those two are quite close together, but they've obviously not been touching, they've obviously not been shorting out against each other. But it just shows you, doesn't it? It just shows you, you know, if I'd left this bit all wrapped, that could have gradually got worse and shorted out. So it's a good job I took off this shroud. So yeah, I'm getting close, guys. I'm getting very, very close. I've nearly got the whole loom wrapped, and then I can get it on the car. And then the next stage will be to obviously give it a go, try it, see if it runs right. One thing I have done, I've ordered a new fuel pump. The new fuel pump should be coming off Amazon tomorrow. Reason I've ordered one is because the one that's on the car currently is major overkill. It's far, far, far too high pressure, and I think half the problem with it running wrong and running rich and making the spark plugs go black is because I think the fuel pressure is all out. So as well as all these problems with the wiring loom which have needed fixing, plus I might find that the lambda sensor itself needs replacing. There's also been the fueling issues. As people who've watched this channel previously will know, I had to replace the fuel tanks. The fuel tank was the wrong type. It didn't have a swirl pot built in, so every time you went around a bend it just sucked air in and the engine had cut out, you know. So this car's just had so many issues to sort. So wiring loom, but then obviously I think fuel pressure as well is wrong. So I'm hoping fitting the new fuel pump, which is just a normal standard Cavalier stroke Calibra fuel pump, fuel pressure might be okay. I might have to fit a new fuel pressure regulator. If I do, then I do. I might fit a new one anyway, just to try it. I think I've got a spare one off my old C20XE, which should be usable, so I can give that a shout. But anyway, I'm just going to crack on and finish these last bits of this, so we'll see you in a bit. Right then, guys, so the loom is finally done. It's finally all taped up. The only bit I need to do is just that bit once it's on the car. But everything is all back together, all wrapped, all ready to go back on. Now, one thing I did do is this plastic shroud, I cut it down the middle very, very carefully to have a look inside, because after finding the extra broken wires at that end, I wanted to check if there were any in this section or this section, and I did actually find one in here. It had only split very slightly, but I wrapped it just to make sure it was going to be okay. So yeah, we're all wrapped, we're all ready to go back on the car. Now the only thing is I've still got these 2 plugs, which I don't know what they are for. I'll just get rid of that bit of crap. Bog off. Stupid bit of tape. Arr. So I've still got these 2 plugs, this one with the green plug, and where's the other one gone? Oh, this one with the black plug. No idea what they're for. I did try and see if there were a way I could unwire them, because they're not used on the Mark 1 at all. So if anybody can tell me what they're for, they're much appreciated. So there's that green plug, the wires, well, there's a green one that's already been cut, brown and yellow, I think, green and black, brown and blue, and then this other one, as I've just wrapped it just to tidy it, and then I'll just tidy them up out of the way. There's also this blue wire that's just got this connector on the end, and I don't think that was ever connected to anything. I know the brown, in fact I don't think the brown one was either. Don't think it was. The green one's obviously for the rev counter. And then you've got that red one, which just needs to go into the power supply from inside the car, so that'll obviously need a connection on it. Then you've got this wire here, which is obviously the one with the new plug for the temperature sensor. This big long one that goes to the little thing that chooses whether you're A or B map, depending on your what fuel you're running. And then separately over here I've got the one that goes to the lander, which, like I said, that'll just need fitting under the car and then just trimming to length, and then it'll just need some final wrapping once it's all done. But that's like a separate cable that goes to the lander. So there we go, guys. So the next job is going to be to get it all on the car, get it all connected up, and then ultimately see if the car will start and run right. So that'll come in the next video rather than in this one, because this video has ended up being quite a long one already. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. Please do like, browse and subscribe. Please help me to get to that magic 1,000 subs. If you're a Vauxhall fan and you want to share my videos, please do share them with your friends, share them on the Vauxhall groups. You know, I really do appreciate your support. I'm trying to just, you know, do stuff that helps my colleagues in the Vauxhall community. So thanks a lot for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Laters.